So I think Jacob deGrom does a ton of things well within the delivery. A couple positions I want you to notice. You'll see here how his arms are synced up, good scap retraction of the throwing arm, and then this position, the stretch that he creates and the ability to get in and own that position is tough to do, right? Notice the lower half working in this clip for deGrom, how that front foot is rotating into front foot strike. He gets open fully, and then you'll see a ball release that stretch again. All right, guys, real quick with the deGrom breakdown. I know I'm going to get a ton of questions on what does stretch mean? What does stretch mean? And it's actually terminology that I picked up from my guy Casey Smith. He was on the podcast, and we were talking about the feeling of storing up that kinetic energy, and kind of the similar thing with hitters, right? Like we want to feel that stretch. So it's when you look at deGrom and you watch how when he separates his hands and that throwing arm will go into that scap retraction. I even mentioned how it's beautiful scenery because they're so synced up, and then as soon as like you see him get to that max capacity, he still holds and remains that stretch on that back side, and then you'll see that as soon as his front foot comes into almost touchdown or front foot strike, you'll see that it goes into full open rotation, and then once come down to touchdown, that back hip then begins to open, so you know that he's been holding that kinetic energy, and then at that moment of time to release, that's why you see such high power output from a guy like that, because of all his whole body, everything is just moving simultaneously, just perfect, and then at that last second, that arms just comes along for the ride, man, and you see that freaking whip, that cannon, just because he's gotten his body into really efficient positions, and you know, one thing leads to another, and boom, there you go.